Hi folks, this is your mwis Friday planner in association with Ellis Brigham. It's still a mixed outlook of autumnal conditions through the week ahead. We have some relative lulls of better conditions, but often Atlantic weather systems will dominate, with some further quite severe conditions across the mountains at times, and a general theme that cooler conditions will prevail as we head through the middle of the month. Let's have a look at the weekend. Here's Saturday's chart. A ridge of high pressure moving through. It's not here to stay, unfortunately, but gives a reasonable day for Saturday. Still a windy picture over the mountains, though. The isobars close together across northern Britain. Speeds across the Scottish mountains between around 25 and 35 miles per hour. Strongest in the afternoon across more northwestern regions, where it may just get towards 40 miles per hour. So do factor that in across those higher areas. A few showers too coming in across western mountains in Scotland. They will come and go, but not particularly heavy compared to recent days. One or two passing eastwards, but more often dry, with some higher cloud bases toward the eastern side of the Highlands. The mountains in the west more often covered in that cloud. Cloud banks too across the western tops in England and Wales that may linger on the tops nearest the Irish Sea, but some breaks further inland and eastwards that you go, with some sunshine coming through, and will feel relatively pleasant where sheltered from the wind. Not as strong here as in Scotland. South to southwesterlies will be up to gale force on Sunday as the next frontal system is approaching. Those speeds will be getting towards 60 or 70 miles per hour across the Highlands, and some stronger gusts may well develop as well. It's a front that's moving gradually eastwards with time, so heavy rain setting in increasingly widely across Scotland. But for England and Wales, they will be dry until late on. Just to give some sense of timing through Sunday daytime, this is rainfall accumulations in 3-hour steps. That's up until dawn, a few patches around, but initially largely dry. The rain, though, soon in to western Scotland early in the morning, and that will spill increasingly widely inland and turn heavier. Some patchy rain across Dumfries and Galloway into the Western Lake District as well. The heaviest of it, though, is very much across western Scotland from Loch Lomond up to about Skye and Torridon. The rain, though, widespread all the way into the Cairngorms as we head onwards through the afternoon. The heaviest falls focusing a little bit further southwards. The rain then coming on across the Lake District and West Wales as well as we head towards the evening. That cold front then journeys its way southeastwards. Cold air naturally on the back edge of that system may just turn some of the rain to sleet or snow over the tops of the Highlands before it finishes. Showers that follow will have some snow and some hail in them across the Munros overnight into Monday, with a freezing level that's down to around 1100 metres. Another very windy day into Monday, with 50 to 70 miles per hour speeds across the tops in the Highlands for a time. Those speeds lowering a little bit, but still close to gale force even onwards through the afternoon. Some showers too coming in from the west, quite frequent. Some of these heavy with some hail, chance of an isolated rumble of thunder for a time. Some sleet and some snow on the tops of the Munros. The freezing level lifting to around 1300 metres through the day, so only around freezing on the top of Ben Nevis. A few showers passing eastwards toward the Cairngorms, but quite well scattered and brief. Some sunshine coming through at times, and often dry for England and Wales. 1 or 2 showers near to Irish Sea coast, but some sunshine, some broken cloud and some very clear air, but still a windy and rather chilly picture. A ridge of high pressure just starting to build from the south may just start to lessen the showers across western Scotland with time. That zone of high pressure moves further across England and Wales into Tuesday to give a fine day with relatively light winds, some sunshine, a bit of mist and fog possible in the valleys in the morning, some cloud building up a bit during the daytime, but most of the mountains should stay clear. We do see some further fronts encroaching in from the Atlantic on southwesterly winds that will strengthen once more across Scotland, so some drizzly, some damp conditions moving in to western Scotland, but a good part of central and eastern Scotland should see a dry and a bright day, but do just watch for things going downhill in the west and wind strengthening towards gale force as we head towards the afternoon and evening. Tricky with the detail into the middle of the week. Some fairly weak fronts at this stage passing eastwards across Britain. Still a rather blustery picture at times. Cloud shrouding many of the mountains, lowest in the west. Some rain, some drizzle and a few showers around as well. Looking at the big picture across the Atlantic towards the end of the week, and we're watching a developing zone of low pressure out over the mid-Atlantic associated with a strengthening jet stream through the middle of the week, and it's that zone of weather that's expected to move towards us then by the later stages of the week. Some uncertainty naturally at this distance with the detail, but a potential for some quite deep areas of low pressure, some active frontal systems, and that is all the recipe for some further heavy rain and strong to gale force winds, possibly severe gales across the mountains at least, wrapped in around one of these areas of low pressure, some heavy rain sweeping through and showers away from the rain. So all looking pretty unsettled as we head onwards towards next weekend, I'm afraid. Within that zone of low pressure, temperatures are likely to fall, the source of the air starting to be dragged around somewhat more from the northwest, so likely to tip the higher mountains toward or just below freezing point, so some sleet and some snow and some hail mixed in, especially across the higher Scottish Munros through next weekend. It looks broadly unsettled and showery. There may be brief lulls in there, don't take the detail from these charts too literally, but the idea that low pressure is never too far away, so the next spell of unsettled weather is always nearby. The broad outlook through the following week up until the 24th of October sees low pressure likely to be centred near and to the east of us, whilst high pressure is just trying to build a little bit over the Atlantic. The airflow is then coming towards us, typically from sort of northwesterly directions. Now the temperatures may fluctuate somewhat with some quite chilly conditions at times, dipping to freezing point or below again across the Munros, and maybe close to freezing on the high tops in England and Wales at times as well. So something of a taste of winter in the air across the mountain tops. Some days milder where the source of the air just comes around off the Atlantic. It still looks pretty mixed with changeable conditions, the general theme. Keep a close eye on the forecast, then you can do that every day on the mwis website. That is your Friday planner in association with Ellis Brigham. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.